Welcome back to Donington Park after the third and final race of round 3 of the Bennetts Superbike Championship. And back on the podium for Beer Monster Ducati, it's Glenn Irwin. Glenn, it's fair to say it's been quite a challenging weekend. Race 1 looked very difficult for you. You looked like you were trying to make a comeback in race 2 and seemed to have a problem. But race 3, you had to work really hard to come through from the 4th row to be back on the podium. And that now puts you back at the sharp end of the championship and just adrift of Tommy. Talk us through the weekend, please.
Yeah, we rode out in FP1, obviously like everyone really excited to get on the new surface that there is this weekend. So once we got out on track, as much as the track felt like like a pool table or whatever, that smooth, I quickly realised that, okay, this is going to be harder work than Alton and actually Silverstone as well, oddly, which we never expected the bike to be strong at. So we had turned the Friday around and had a good FP2, and then there was like, okay, with the best weekend we can do, we can get results. If we all bring our A game. Race 1, we had a Duff tyre, absolute for sure. I've never seen a tyre go like that in my life. Race 2, we had a technical problem. Don't know if it caused a crash or not, but it's probably a good thing that I crashed, we'll just put it like that, because something bad might have happened. Not too stressed, because we bounced back, and it's about what you do in the bad weekends. To come away with a third and another double podium for the team in the last race. Me and Tommy have just been speaking there. This was a tough track for us. The Yamaha was strong. We kind of thought that with a smooth surface. What Kyle does through the chicane, it's like 3/10 or whatever, or 2/10 every lap he takes. So, there's a lot of the track where our bikes were working very, very good. I take it as a big positive, because I think when we go back to the traditional tracks or surfaces, I think it's maybe grip related. I think our bike will hopefully continue to be the bike I believe to be on to win the championship. So coming away after sitting in the garage in race 2 and seeing the live championship table before Tommy had an unfortunate mechanical and Kyle had his crash, I was like, oh God, all this good work, I've made a wee mistake or whatever, and now I'm so far behind. And then, some people's bad luck can be other people's good fortune, and yeah, we leave 3 points behind Tommy, so yeah, it's good.
And going into race 3, obviously you didn't have any experience of the longer race run compared to everybody else. So do you feel like that makes the success of the podium even sweeter?
Yeah, but I've a teammate that's been doing a fantastic job all weekend on the tyre, and I can tell you straight away, he uses his body more than me. This type of race is the old school style gets hurt, because I depend on lean angle and I steer from the rear, which cooks the tyre. So I had to, I know I definitely don't look like Mark Marquez out there, but in my own way, Tommy says like Michael Rudder, but in my own way I felt like maybe a modern day Michael Rudder is how I felt there. So I am hanging off, and my brain is telling my hand to be really patient, particularly at Coppice and Craner. It feels wrong because you are not trying to go fast, it's strange. But I done it, it was my first go at it this weekend. The tyre lasted reasonably well. The last little laps, it was absolutely goosed. Ryan put a great effort in. And it would have been nice to ride around comfortable in the last lap for an easy third, but this championship that never provides that. And we were side by side getting into the last corner, and we know the Yamaha loves that switchback move. I thought he's going to wait till I brake, because I usually go deep and square corners off. And I sort of was riding with my right eye looking at him, and as he braked early I thought, yeah, you're doing that, so I'll just cover that. And crossed the line, and back home tonight, 10 o'clock flight, see my kids, and back to school run. Freddie's at school, so school run. But I just want to finish by just saying hello to everyone from CA Motorcycles. It's been a really tough weekend for their family, sponsors of mine, and hello to little Spencer Adam. We're thinking of them, and anything I can do for the family, they just need to ask.
Thank you, Glenn. And another second place finish for Tommy Bridewell and the Beer Monster Ducati team in race 3 here at Donington Park. Tommy, race 2 earlier on today, you looked absolutely devastated to have to retire from the race, but it seems that you managed to bounce back in quite fine form and move back to the top of the championship standings before Knock Hill. Talk us through the weekend and how you bounced back in the last race of the weekend.
Tough. Probably shouldn't be, but I feel I don't know, just a little bit deflated really in just from the first race today, in truth. Been a great weekend, second obviously yesterday in the sprint race. The bike's been working brilliant. And credit, like Glenn said, credit to the team, because genuinely Silverstone was not going to be our circuit, but yeah, we come away with phenomenal results. And I said to Glenn and the team before this weekend that this has been a bit of a tough one in the past for the Ducati. It doesn't quite turn on the power down through Craner, so to be able to match the Yamaha in all the other guys down through Craner just goes to show how much Ducati course in my team, in the Beer Monster PBM Ducati team, have made such leaps with this V4R, Ducati V4R. But I ride with my heart. I always have and I always will. And unfortunately, the sort of slight technical earlier was no one's fault. Just a mechanical thing that happens. The positive is it happened now, and we'll learn from that. But genuinely, just because I ride with my heart, I take it hard. It still sort of puts a lump in my throat now. I don't really come to tears over much, I must be honest, but I think I see the effort I put in, I see the effort the team put in, so to not perhaps maximise the potential of a win there was a tough one. I felt sad on the grid going into the last race, and I felt sad riding the whole race. But I can ride a motorbike without emotion. I can ride in autopilot sometimes. In all honesty, it's potentially almost what I done there. So did the team give me a bike to win? Probably. Should I have been a little bit more sharper? Yes. But look, the bottom line is we're back leading the championship. I've got a big job on tomorrow, cutting the grass, a lot of strimming. I just had the sheep shed, so I need to check that all right. So yeah, I'll think of that and then I'll be happy, and then we'll rebounce for Knockhill in a few weeks.
But do you feel like that feeling also shows how strong you feel that this season is for you, where in previous years 2 second places and the championship lead, you'd left an event feeling happy with that now that's a disappointment, do you feel that sort of shows how strong it is this year for you?
I feel, honestly, if I'm going to be 100% brutally honest, I feel previously I've had a lot on my shoulders and carried perhaps a team to results. It might not come across right, but that's true. Now I feel like I've got a team around me that are carrying me, and we're all carrying each other. So when I win, we all win. When I lose, we all lose. But again, to be strong here, leading the championship, hey, the season's really shaping up well for us.
Congratulations on the podium, Tommy.
Thank you.
And becoming the first double winner of the 2023 Bennetts British Superbike Championship season for Lamy OMG Racing Yamaha, it's Kyle Ryde. Kyle, this is a great way for you to finish the weekend. Obviously, you started the day with the disappointment of the crash in race 2. You bounced back, you had Tommy for company for most of the race, but you still managed to keep him at bay and take the win. There's 10 points now between you and him at the top as we head to Knockhill in a couple of weeks' time. Talk us through this weekend, because I know before the week we started saying about how this was a big round for you, your home round, and you wanted to prove your consistency across the different tracks. It's fair to say you've done that.
Yeah, every track we've been on the podium now at least, so that's my objective for every track. Knockhill's going to be a tough one to do that. It's probably been one of the worst results-wise for me, so to get a podium there is a great understanding of that. My championship's definitely on track, so yeah, like you said, it's been a great weekend in front of the home fans, my home track, favourite track, and obviously the weather's been great to us, so yeah, hopefully everyone's enjoyed the TV coverage.
And talk us through race 2 as well, because obviously you were leading, you crashed out. How hard did that also make race 3, given that you had no experience of the longer run?
Yeah, so I think it was lap 11. I didn't do anything different. I just had a little crash at turn 1. Unfortunately, the bike went end over end. It clattered me in the knee, so I spent an hour in the med centre with a big ice pack on. So, yeah, a lot of people just think you get up and go again, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff to it. I actually struggled to get on the bike with my knee, but as soon as you set off and get a bit of adrenaline, everything's fixed. So yeah, I'm sure in an hour's time when I'm sat in the pub, my knee will be hurting again. Is
that how you're going to celebrate this evening then?
Yeah, 25 minutes home. I'll meet my granddad in there for sure.
And you're saying Knockhill coming next is a more difficult circuit for you, or you believe to be a more difficult circuit. How do you feel going into that round now, especially given the mixed results this weekend in terms of how many different riders we've had on the podium?
Yeah, it's going to be a lot more difficult than what it is here. This is my favourite track. I go well round here anyway, so that's a big bonus. I've done what I wanted to do. Whenever you're at a track that you feel comfortable at and you're fast at, you have to make the most of it. And I know I had a little tip off earlier, but the other 2 races I finished, I won, so I'm proud of myself for that. So yeah, Knockhill, last year wasn't too bad, to be honest, so it's only going to be better this year because the base setting we've got is great. The bike's feeling good, I'm confident, so yeah, no excuses why we can't do the same thing.
Congratulations, Kyle.